and welcome to OTF Connects. Thank you for giving of your very own time to join us tonight. It's my pleasure once again to welcome Jacqueline Calden, who will be facilitating tonight's webinar. Jacqueline has facilitated numerous OTF Connect sessions over the last 3 years and also a number of summer institutes this past summer. She will certainly be bringing many, many great ideas and much experience to share with all of us tonight. So welcome, Jacqueline, and welcome everyone, and welcome, Marnie.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay, I'm going to try putting in a website into our web tour, and we will see if it works. So if you could use the green check mark tool on the left-hand side and let me know if you are getting a wiki page that says, welcome to the OTF Connect session, descriptive feedback with Google Classroom on your screen right now. Perfect. And Melissa's not here, Catherine's got it, and Amanda, do you see the welcome to OTF Connect? Awesome. Okay, great. I'm just a little hesitant sometimes when the links don't work and people are wondering what on earth I'm talking about. I've also put the link to this wiki in the chat, so that means that you could click on it and have it open. Absolutely, Amanda, no worries. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't upsetting anybody by making no sense. If you click on the link in the chat, you can open it up in another browser. So if the wiki's acting a little funny or slow or laggy, that's a new word for the record, laggy in the middle of the Blackboard page here, then you can look at it in a different window. And just to start off, this wiki isn't going anywhere. Once we leave tonight, you'll have full access to this wiki and all of the resources on it. So my plan tonight, and you are more than welcome to say yes, parts of this will work or no, parts of this won't work, is to start off by giving you access as a student through a training domain that I have for Google Classroom, and to go right into Google Classroom and see how it looks as a student. Then I want to walk through with, I have a short video clip that we would watch here, and then you could play with it on your own domain if you wanted to, on your own account for a second and come back and have some discussions. And I want to go through about how to create your Google Classroom, about some of the, as students, and then about the types of assignments and how we can provide feedback. Does that sound like an okay plan for everyone? Or if there's anything else that, or anything specific you're looking for, throw it up in the chat right now. And a green check mark if that sounds like an okay plan for the evening. Okay, so by all means just stop me at any time, lots of questions, and we'll hope that people will pick up their mics when we have questions. Awesome, okay. So, first of all, I am going to change the web tour page and see if you all follow me. So can I get a green check mark if you see 01 or 01 Google Classroom as a student on the screen right now? Okay, so you don't see, okay. So let me just do a quick fix here and see if I can't get that to start working. This is why I ask, just to make sure. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to do a flip. Uh-oh. Now I've lost my ability to do a web tour altogether. Louise, could you try putting in the link to page 01 from that wiki? It doesn't seem to want. Oh, you can see it. I can't see it. Can anyone else? Oh, all the green check marks have started now. Okay. Well, I will use a different browser then. I can't see it in the middle. Everybody, what about? Oh, there we go. Mine came through. Okay. Sorry. We're only going to do the changes 8 times within it, so hopefully we'll be okay. Okay. So there's a video on this page about the student perspective or what it looks like from a student view. We're not going to watch that video here, but it's there for you to access later because we're going to play with it a little bit tonight, and it's going to be a little bit rushed. But I want you to kind of get in and see it from the point of view of a student. But the video is here for you to come back to later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the section on the page, and you can scroll on the web tour page, on the wiki page right on your own screen. You can explore and play around with this page. And what you're going to do is log into Google with one of my accounts. Actually, before I start doing this, not that it's going to change what we're going to do, but can I get a green check mark for those of you that absolutely 100% know, and it's okay if you don't know, but that you know that your school board has Google Apps for Education. So you have a Google account through school. Okay, so the majority of us do. So I still can't give you a student account to look at and play at on your own domain. So I do have my own here set up where your students in an account in a classroom that I created for us to look at tonight. Okay. So maybe after playing tonight, Amanda, you'll have this wiki and you can show some of the benefits to the powers that be in your board to have those, start those discussions. Okay. Nice. Okay. So if you want to go to classroom.google.com, I'm going to put that in the chat right now. So you're going to have to open up another window. And you're going to go to that address. Thanks, Luis. Yours is hyperlinkable. So if you click on the link that Luis just put there, I'm going to give you all numbers. So I'm going to give Amanda number 1, Beatrice number 2, Catherine number 3, Eric number 4, Harpreet number 5, Karen number 6, where am I? Keisha number 7, Melissa number 8, Sab number 9, Sharon number 10, Syria number 11, Victoria number 12, and Luis number 13. And then yes, your question, Luis?
Web page not available when I'm clicking on mine. Okay, Beatrice, you too. Looks like that might be common. All right, let's try your new link. Okay, I'm seeing it now. You guys all seeing a different page here. I'm going to clear your check marks and you can give another green check mark if you've got it now.
So the problem there was that we put in www.classroom.google.com, and what it needs to be is http://classroom.google.com. I didn't realize it was going to make such a difference. So when you're, Sharon, let me get 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So when you go to log in now to Google Classroom, and if you're logged into your own Google account, if you want to see what a classroom looks like as a student, then you do, and practice joining as a student, then you do need to log out of your own Google account. And you're going to log in with the number that I just gave you, the word student, at teachercaldertraining.com. So you're going to sign in. So Beatrice, yours would be O2 student at teachercaldertraining.com. That's what I would do, and that will see that will let you see what this looks like as a student. Your password for that account, because that will be your login, your password is going to be JAC Rocks, Jack Rocks. So I'm going to clear the green check marks and ask you to try to log in with that, with whatever number I gave you, and that login, and the password Jack Rocks. And when you're into Google Classroom, if you've just been able to log in, You won't necessarily be in our classroom yet. You'll just be in Google Classroom if you can put a green check mark. And we'll just troubleshoot people. So this is the same process that your students will go through when they join Google Classroom. Yep, it's on the screen on the board. I'm going to put it in the chat though, so it'll be your number, which would be 01, 02, 03, 04, all the way up through to 12. And it's student at teachercaldertraining.com. So I just put it in the chat there so that you can copy and paste it. And then your password is Jack Rocks. So a handful of us have gotten in as students, which is great, and I'll show you how to join into the classroom, the demo classroom that I set up. Awesome, Beatrice, thank you. Anyone having troubles getting in? You having trouble, Felice?
I am. Okay, so I've got the Google Classroom link up, but when I still have, let's see, let me just go back here. It's telling me it's ineligible, but at the same time it says I'm signed in as. Is that just because I don't have Google Classroom, right?
Yep, so you need to log out of your own Google account and log in with one of the ones that I gave you. Yeah, so personal Google accounts don't work for Classroom. Google Classroom is set up on Google Apps for Education, so this is an excellent question. And so it's built on Google Apps for Education. What that means is you need a school board account. So the account that I'm giving you now, you can go in and really use anytime that you want. It's just a training account. It's not connected to anything special. And you're set up as a student account right now. And I'll show you the difference for teachers after. But this is going to be the most complicated part of the evening because we're going off into another browser and joining into Google Classroom and trying to sort through this. So if your spidey senses are going, whoa, what's going on here, then that's okay. This is kind of the crazy part, just so that you can take a look and feel what it feels like to sign up as a student. You'll know if you have Classroom when you go to classroom.google.com with your own account, and with like your own board account, and it doesn't give you the warning that Louise just had. Yep, the whole address is the username minus the mail too. Harpreet, as long as you're on the student account, you're signing up as a student. Yeah, like as long as you're on the demo account. Don't sign up as a student on your own account. Perfect. Okay, so I think everyone's in. If not, ask a question, grab the mic, tell me that I'm stressing you out, and then we'll try and troubleshoot. So if your screen says, are you a student or a teacher, then click student as long as you're in one of my demo accounts, Teacher Calder Training account. If you're in your own account, make sure you always hit teacher. And then once you do, there's going to be a plus sign somewhere on your screen. So you can see on the wiki page in the middle here of our main screen, there's a little picture of what Google Classroom looks like, and there's a little plus sign at the top right. If you click on that plus sign, it's going to give you the option to join. And you want to click join, and then you're going to use the code. It's going to ask you for a code, and I'm putting it in the chat right now. It's also on the wiki screen, and it's V5109F. And what that does is it connects you as a student into my demo account. I'm going to pause for 2 seconds and see if, and I'm going to clear the green check marks. And then a green check mark if you end up in an OTF classroom that's about a pale bluish green kind of teal color after joining and using that code. Oh, I can see that a lot of you are in already because all of a sudden my student list is filling up. So I can see that 02 is in, 07 is in, 08 is in, 09 is in, 24 was one I put in earlier, I believe. Awesome. Your password for the student account is Jack Rocks, Luis. I expect you never to forget that one again, because Jack rocks. Okay, I'm going to do another quick check and see how many of us are in. Oh, good, good, good. So I'm seeing most of us are in. Ask your questions. Let me help you get in. Once you're into the Google Classroom, go ahead and start playing around. You can't do, okay, so Catherine, you're going to click the little plus sign at the top of your page. When you're in Google Classroom, you see a little plus sign at the top right? And then when you click on it, it says join. Amanda, maybe yours, at the top right, Amanda, do you see a plus sign where you can click and then it'll say join? Perfect. Catherine, excellent. What about you, Amanda? Do you see a little plus sign? Awesome. No, these are great questions. And the reason that this is, while it might be a little bit chaotic and stressful for all of us, this is really beneficial because, oh, give me a second, Karen, I'll see if I can think of why that might be. Oh, Karen, are you still logged in under your own Google account? Oh, and you tried going to that account, that link there? And it bounces you back to like the home page of Google? Yeah, so sign in with, what was your number? 05 student at teacher, whoops, let me spell it right. Okay, so that's your username, what I just put in the chat there, and that's your password. Let me know how that works, or if that works. Okay, so once you're in the Google Classroom, you'll see pale green, a bit of a galaxy picture at the top, OTF Connects, November 11th, 2014, and you're automatically in the stream. So how Google Classroom works is that it's like kind of like a blog or Twitter or Facebook where everything new that you put in goes to the top of the page and pushes everything else down below. So if you scroll to the very bottom of that stream, you'd see an announcement that I made on November 8th that says, welcome to our class. This is an announcement. And then I put just a response there from the 24 student. If you want to hit add comment and just put hello, then you can practice just making comments. So you're seeing this exactly as a student would see your own classroom once yours is set up. So it's like a stream. And you can hit the awesome 01 student. You can hello. You can hit the add comment, and you can comment on anything I post. You can restrict students from commenting if you needed to, but it is an excellent way for students to communicate. Awesome. Look at all those people making comments there. Great. Especially when I'm away, or when I had a student of mine away, and one of my assignments for my students was to summarize something we had done in class as if a student hadn't been there. And they all looked around the room to see who wasn't there and then actually wrote to the poor student. So he came the next day, why did everyone write posts for me in our Google Classroom last night? So it can be beneficial to keep all the functions on because then the student could ask questions and clarify with the other students. Luis, did you click the plus sign at the top right, Luis? And join, and then enter the code. Let me just find it here. It's V5109F. There you go, there's your code. Does that work, Louise? Awesome. Okay. So that's at the very bottom where everyone has made all the comments. That is an announcement. So there was no assignment attached to that post. And you'll see the one right above it is also an announcement. And what I said in there was I added a link to Google Classroom, to our wiki. I added a link to a Google Doc, and I added a link to a YouTube video. So you can also add links and files and attachments to your announcements. Yeah, people are commenting here too. Awesome. So I'm O1 student. I don't remember who has O1 student because I'm actually looking at the Google Classroom stream right now, not the Blackboard. I'm going to delete your comment. Please don't be offended, just to show you that I can. So I do have some sort of moderation. So if I've left all my commenting open, I can go here and I just deleted the post that O1 student put under announcement and Be More Dog under the link to the video. So I have some ability, and you can go and put it back there, O1 student, of course. I have some ability, so if someone does mess up, I think that's a better conversation and some learning with students about what is appropriate to write, or editing their work. And I have some modicum of control, but they still have the flexibility to comment and add. So there's announcements. The other thing that you can look at would be assignment number 1. So for assignment number 1, all I did was gave instructions and linked it to a video. So I linked it to a video that they could go and watch. And then if you click on, as a student, the title, assignment number 1, it'll take you into a place where you could add a file and upload a file and turn it in to me. Don't do that right now. We're going to see what it looks like more from the teacher point of view when we create the assignments. But that is one type of assignment that I can create as a teacher, is just upload any file you want or give me any link as your assignment, just as you would on a piece of paper. And I just linked a video there. For assignment number 2, what I did is I attached a Google Doc that students can view. So maybe I had an assignment or a reading, maybe I had a rubric in there, some success criteria, and I linked that Google Doc to my assignment. I still didn't, the students can still upload any file they want, any link as a way to submit their assignment when they want to, but I attached a resource page. Assignment number 3, what I did there is I created and I wouldn't mind you clicking on this one, or clicking on the link Demo Assignment 2, which is under Assignment 3, which seems silly. What I did with this assignment, or for Assignment 3, is I attached a Google Doc that everybody can edit. So any one of us that come in here, I can see you guys already in here. Oh my gosh, you guys all beat me in here. That's hilarious. And so I put a Google Doc that we can all share. Welcome, Kimberly. I see the chat that you just entered. We'll catch you up in 2 seconds here. And Lisa will help you out in the chat. And for everyone in the Google Classroom, you can add more rows to that if you want to. Awesome. This is great. So what I did for this assignment was I created a Google Doc where everyone can edit. And there are times when that works really well. Sometimes we do collaborative research. Sometimes we make a list of questions. If I'm watching like a 5 or a 10-minute YouTube video, sometimes a TED Talk, or something that has some science that's a bit beyond my students, or something that's kind of trying to provoke some inquiry, then they can list questions they have in a Google Doc together, and then we can consolidate them all and make a list of research questions for us to go and work on together after. So those are, so these are all different types of assignments. So assignment number 3 is one where everyone was working on the same document. And now I have assignment number 4, and you're welcome to go and see what happens when you click on assignment number 4. And what happens is it's going to create you your own copy of the document that I attached. So each one of you would get your own copy that you can type into and add information into and do all that sort of thing with. And it was just like I gave you a handout, pretty much, your own handout. And then you can submit them and we can have some fun back and forth with them. Has my sound, can everybody still hear me? I'm just going to do a quick check. Can everybody still hear me? Louise can still hear me. Amanda, I think maybe your internet, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Louise. Amanda just seems to be having a bit of a lag with her internet there. Okay, so I'm just going to go back on track here. Oh, awesome. Okay, thanks, Amanda. So assignment number 4, I attached a Google Doc, and I only had to attach one Google Doc. That was the nice thing from the teacher point of view. But then it gave you all your own copy. So you have that now as your own ability to edit, and then you could submit it when you're done. I think someone just submitted it for me now. So that's assignment number 4, everybody getting their own copy of the Google Doc. From a teacher's point of view, it is really nice because it actually names them for me, and it puts assignment number 4 in there, and it puts the student's name in there, and it just does a really nice naming system. So the file management is great, and that is also the type of assignment that we're going to use when we go and look at it as a teacher in a couple minutes, because the opportunities for feedback is astronomical. Keisha's asked, what did I have to do differently? Keisha, it was one button that I press as I'm uploading the file, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So it was, yeah. So yes, that is right, Sharon. So if you click Turn In, you're giving it to the teacher and the teacher only. If you're clicking on the share and then sharing it with another classmate, that's exactly how you would do peer feedback. You got it. And we're going to have a little series of videos that shows you from the teacher point of view that we'll watch a couple-minute video, and then we're going to talk about it each step of the way so that you can visualize the whole thing from start to finish. I just wanted you guys to see what it felt like from a student so that those videos had some more context. And I do want to show one more assignment just because it's kind of fun, and sometimes we don't think of this, but Google Drive, so Google Classroom, and this is really not important for you, but for those of you that use Google Drive, then this might make sense. If this doesn't make sense, then just ignore it. It's not important. For those of you that do use Google Drive and Google Docs, basically Classroom is like a portal to your Google Drive. It's creating a really nice interface for you to share files and name files and organize all your student files and your own files, and then it's also giving you this chat function on top of it. So it's really just an interface to your Google Drive in the background. And when you create a Google Doc or a Google Drive, you have the option of creating a Word document, like a word processing document, or a slideshow like PowerPoint. There's Google Slides. You have the opportunity of creating a spreadsheet. And then you also have forms and some other things. But another one that I personally tend to overlook too often is the drawing program. And if you click on assignment 5 and click on that Venn diagram assignment for whales and fish, then each one of you would have your own copy again, and you can actually drag the text that I've put in the margin into the Venn diagram. So you'll see off to the left are a whole bunch of just text boxes filled with characteristics, and you can drag them into the Venn diagram where you want them to go, and then when you're done you click Turn In. So we can use this for graphic organizers as well as written work, slideshows, spreadsheets. It does really have a bit of a multi-purpose, if you will. So the other thing I want you to take a look at before we leave Google Classroom and come back into Collaborate is across the top of the page you have 3 tabs or 3 main links. You have Stream, which is where we spent all of our time so far, and it's like your information stream or your assignment stream. Everything, when you add something, gets pushed to the top and pushes everything else down. You have your Classmates or Students tab, which shows you a list of everybody in your class. And then you have the About page. If you could click on the About page and take a look at how that's different from the stream. The About page are materials that you might access all the time. So if you had an actual class blog, or maybe your school website, then you could post those links here. If you had a link to another digital tool that you use all the time in class, you could post that link here. And those links stay. They don't move up and down. They just stay in one spot. And you can add links or files or videos here as well. So I'm going to pop into the Blackboard Collaborate window, and I'm going to hit clear for all the little green check marks and ask you to come in here and ask any questions about the student point of view. I am going to go through step by step the teacher how to set up and create. But come back in, comments, thoughts, ideas, now that you've seen it as a student, seen the tool as a student. Great question, Sharon. So Sharon has asked how this tool would compare to Edmodo, and a couple different things. Edmodo has a much richer chat function, like that collaboration aspect. So when I hop into Edmodo, my kids naturally want to post stuff and discuss and share. It looks a little bit like Facebook to them. The other thing with Edmodo is that it lets me post an assignment that's time dated. So I could make my assignments ahead of time in Edmodo. I can't do that yet in Google Classroom. But what Google Classroom does beyond anything else is it allows that a really rich component for descriptive feedback. Because we're basing all of our work on Google Docs, and I'm going to show you how we can use that for feedback. It's a really nice interface for sharing docs back and forth between students and teachers before Turn-In to allow for the commenting feature on students before they submit them finally, and it really allows for that feedback component. So a lot of similarities, Sharon, like lots, except that Edmodo is still a richer learning management system. Like it's a little richer classroom environment, whereas Google Classroom is very much just about the Google Docs mostly, which has its value because of the feedback component. Does that make sense? A little bit? Okay. And Kimberly, the password is that Jack Rocks. Any other thoughts about being inside Google Classroom and kind of what you saw from a student point of view? Is there a Google Classroom app? No, but not yet anyways, but Google Classroom works on the browser of any device. Yep, absolutely, Amanda. Really easy to use if your students are already familiar with the Google Docs and Drive. Yes, the About page is like a reference page. It would be like your, you could put your course outline on there. You could put permission forms on there, stuff that you're always going to have to maybe come back to. Yeah, static info, Louise, you got it. I think we're amping Amanda up for some good fights back in her own world. Yeah, the iPad version of, do you mean the iPad version of Classroom or of the Google Drive, Melissa? Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a pain sometimes if you are using iPads. Google products are really nice because they do at least work on all devices. So for those of us in situations like I am, where every single one of my grade 9s brings in a laptop or a tablet, but they're all different, Google products are great because they work on every device, but there are serious limitations on the iPads or the iOS devices for the Google Docs. It's getting better. Every release they make is getting more and more like it. It must just be a limitation to the operating systems and somehow how they work together. Okay, I'm going to try and switch our web tour now. Wish me luck. Well, it worked for me really fast. Can I get a green check mark once you see O2 creating Google Classroom on your screen? A green check mark when you see that. No green check marks is like not a good sign. Luis, are you seeing? great question, Sab. When I post a link or an assignment or a file to Google Classroom, I can post it to multiple classes at once. So if I have multiple classes in Google Classroom, I can cross-post. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I am going to try and publish this chat to the URL. That seemed to work. Yeah, I would like you to go to page 2 of the wiki if at all possible. That's creating your classroom. Can we do that within? Or maybe we should. Why don't we do it this way? I just put a link in the chat. Oh, let's just try this one more time. Good call, Louise. Oh, great. Everyone sees it but me now. Perfect. That works perfectly. I like that way better than other people not seeing it. Awesome. And so the link is already in the chat. So you can either, if you see O2 on the screen, then you can watch the video on your screen in Blackboard. Oh, it disappeared on everybody? Okay, does everyone sees it now? Okay, if you see the video O2 creating Google Classroom on your screen, use it there, or click on the link in the chat right there where Louise has put it. Either or, so you can either open up this page in a different browser, or you can write on the screen, and it's a 2-minute video, and it's about creating your Google Classroom. So I am going to stop yapping away over here. I'm going to mute my microphone for 2 minutes and, well, I'll give you an extra 6 seconds, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Watch the video, and then come back and ask questions, and we'll chat about just the basic setting up of your Google Classroom. Okay, so quick check mark if everyone understands what you're going to do. We're going to watch the video O2. Whether you're watching it in the chat window or if you're watching it on your own window, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Awesome. I will be quiet for 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and I will see you back here. And I'm going to clear the green check marks so that when you come back from watching your video, when you're done, you can put a check mark for me. See you in 2 minutes. Okay, and I think everyone seems to be back. Yep. So basically, if you are logged into your work Google account, your Google Apps for Education, you go to classroom.google.com. I'm just going to post that in here again. And when you go there, if you're logged in, you magically have an account. And you have to choose, usually if you're a teacher or a student, you choose teacher. And sometimes, so this is the only part that might cause you a little delay. It depends on how your board has your Google Apps set up. They may have it set up that you have to wait for a couple of days for to be approved as a teacher. Or they might have it so that it just automatically approves. So it depends on how it's set up. And then once you have your account, you hit the plus. Once you click teacher, you hit the plus at the top and create. So when you were a student and you hit the plus, the only like when you were using my demo student accounts, the only option you had was join. Now as a teacher, you'll have join when you hit the plus or create. Yes, Beatrice. If you create a class, you create assignments in the class. Now you have to have any Google Docs that you're using for that assignment already created in Google Drive. And I will show you how to do that. No problem. Okay, questions or comments about setting up of the class, or does it seem to make sense? Any questions, any thoughts about that? Okay. I'm not sure, Beatrice. I know a lot of elementary teachers doing it when they can, when they want any sort of digital work from students, because students can submit links, or even just for the conversation function and the sharing of materials out. Might not be used anywhere near as regularly. Oh, good, Leslie. Yeah, the forms, Google Docs, presentations they can be working on together. Oh, yeah, you just create the classroom once. Absolutely. Cool. Okay. So I see a whole bunch of crazy code on my web screen right now. I'm just going to go and grab the link to page 3 and see if it works. Cool ideas, folks, that you're sharing in there. Does anybody see the page 03 on the screen, or am I just dreaming that our web tour is going to work tonight? And I'm dreaming. Okay, I can handle dreaming. Here's the link in the chat. This video is 1 minute and 44 seconds. Oh, some of you are seeing it, or maybe it's a check mark that I'm dreaming. Anyways, so there's video 3 is about the about page. That was a little confusing. Awesome, Harpreet. I can too. So apparently you and I are the only ones that get to see it. So this video is 1 minute and 44 seconds, and it's about using how to set up the about page. So if you want to watch that video and then click on the check mark when you are back, I'm going to clear the check marks now. So you're going to have to use that link here in the chat. I'm going to post it one more time. There we go. Oh, I beat Louise to it. Ha ha ha. There we go. So watch that video, and the video is running slow. Oh, it's running now. So you want me to be quiet? I'll be quiet and come back in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Okay. So did everyone get a chance to see that? What types of things, out of curiosity, would you be posting on the About page? I've posted a link to our class blog. Yes. No, not naive at all. Please don't be hesitant to ask questions. This is excellent. That's what this is all about. Otherwise I could have sent you all links to videos, and we could have gone off and watched videos on our own, and we wouldn't have that collaborative aspect and the questions, and absolutely, then there'd be no point in us getting together, right? Just kind of sharing, coming up with ideas, and asking questions, that's what this is all about. So that's the best part of it, right? Otherwise we're just watching videos. So I've posted things like my class outline. I've posted links to like our class blog and our school website, our school email. I tend to use a bunch of different digital tools at once. I'm totally a bit of a geek, so I'll post a link to like D2L or other tools that we're using. What types of things would be static in your classrooms? I'm curious, because we're all different ages and grades. So what news? Oh, awesome, newsletters. It didn't even cross my mind. That's an awesome idea. That's a great idea, because parents, yes, that's cool. Sorry, I like that one. Permission forms, right, for activities, for events. Awesome. Oh, you have a YouTube channel. Cool. Yes, some games that they can use for practicing at home. Very cool. Some student work, a homework board. Cool. Very cool. What's excellent ideas? Yep, they'll join. Remember how as a student, Beatrice, you joined with that code? That's exactly how they connect. So you go and you take the code that's on the page. After you create your account, it gives you a code on the left-hand side, and you give it to them, and they add that code in. and then they're yours. They're connected to you forever and ever, well, at least until you end the course. Okay. Yep, you make the classroom, and then you write the code on the board, and then they go and log into classroom.google.com and enter in the code. They click the plus sign for join. Oh, well, you can actually, we're going to see that in a video in about 2 seconds. You jump in the gun. It is actually the next one that we're going to do.